Check. Testing. 1 second. Seems to work. Almost. I'm not a circle. Like I need to be one second, guys. Welcome everyone. Today we're talking about new hackathons. Man, there are so many opportunities if you know Moralis these days. Because just recently we discussed that you can be in the Polygon hackathon. Now you can also be in the ETH Global Hackathon. So that's the topic of today. I will fix my circle. There you go. Now I'm a circle. Now I'm gonna do like this. There you go. Very nice. This is how it should be. Okay, guys, welcome everyone. So as usual, we do this short live streams each and every Wednesday so that you can ask any questions you want. So set reminders for each and every Wednesday this time. And it's about 30 minutes, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. So in this live stream today, I want to tell you about a few things. Number one, we do have ETH Global. So this is maybe the most important hackathon in terms of Ethereum. These events, normally they are in person. Normally you go to different cities and you code, but with the current situation with the virus, as you know, it's online. So that's why if you go to ethglobal.com and then you go to ETH Online, as you can see, it is starting in 2 days on September the 17th. You have to click here and you have to apply because the prices here are massive. It's 250K right now. We are sponsoring this as well. And you can win, as you can see, up to $12,000 if you use Moralis. And of course, if you use other technologies here, you win even more. And I have a hack for you where you can use Moralis together with 1inch through our integration. As you know, we just published yesterday the tutorial how to use our plugin with 1inch to build dexes. How you can with 1 line of code build your own dex. Let me bring the tutorial up because this tutorial already can secure for you 20K in the hackathon if you actually master it, and it's very easy to do. Look here. Go to this video from yesterday, programming token swaps in 10 minutes. So if you just use some kind of, if you have some kind of idea where you need a DEX, you can use Moralis together with 1inch. And as you can see, you get overlapping effect here. Then of course, you can use all kinds of other technologies to have even more prizes. For example, you could, if you have big brain, this is what you can do. You can use Moralis, you can use 1inch, and you can use 1inch with Polygon. Like I show you here, this is really big brain stuff, but like I show you here in the tutorial, you can use a 1inch plugin on the Polygon network. Let's see if where I show you here. And yeah, here, as you can see, you can select Polygon as network. So if you have some kind of idea, maybe you want to integrate a DEX, you want to have some trading, use Moralis, use 1inch plugin, use the Polygon network. So as you can see, you can really hack together quite easily here. Now, Chainlink, we're going to integrate Chainlink soon as well. So maybe we can have a one-line code there as well. You can go wild here. You can go absolutely wild with all of these different prizes, but most importantly, it's not about the prices. Most importantly, you can say that you participated in ETH Online or in ETH Global. I would even call it ETH Global because everyone knows ETH Global. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, events in crypto and in crypto hacking. So this is very important, and I really encourage you to join here as soon as possible. And of course, use Moralis to boost up. Because it's a no-brainer. Really, you can use Moralis for so many things. It's a no-brainer. And of course, the best projects get the funds. So that's important. And as you can see, it's a lot of use cases that we're seeing right now being so easy to build with Moralis. Whether you have idea for NFT marketplace, for staking, for trading, whatever you really want to do, maybe some kind of game you want to do, it's all very easy. It's all a few lines of code away if you use Moralis. Now, this is one hackathon that is going to start in 2 days. As you know, we also have this one ongoing. This is from Polygon. So this is something very important as well. If you are participating here, be sure to follow the schedule. To be honest, I don't know when the deadline is. I asked them just before the stream because I need to know where the deadline for this Polygon hackathon is. And 1 second, guys, 1 second. I will. Soon, I guess it's in September, but I'm not completely sure when the deadline is. But if you can participate in both, that's very important. Each and every week you need to build something. Each and every week you need to be a bit better, learn new technologies. So that's my main message today. Participate in ETH Global. and participate in Polygon Hackathon. Now, ETH Global is the one that is starting in 2 days. And of course, the big impact that we're having right now with our tech is the plugins. We have so many plugins coming out, and one of the recent ones, as you remember, was the 1inch plugin, so you can trade. We have a lot of things going on with multi-chain support. Literally, as we speak, we are integrating Avalanche. And speaking about hackathons, man, we have so many hackathons. We're gonna have an Avalanche hackathon soon as well. We're gonna have so many hackathons. But the good thing is that when you participate in some of them, it's so easy for you to participate in others because you're used to it. You're used to it and you are ready to deploy. So to deploy your knowledge and your skills. So that's gonna be big. So in terms of tech, we have Avalanche coming out. Basically today, I hope that you can start servers using Avalanche network. And you know that we have been supporting nodes for Avalanche for quite some time. Let me log into my admin here. So nodes have been going already for a few weeks, a week or so, but you still, if you go to servers, for example, by the way, we have new icons. Let me know what you think about the new icons. We still have to improve, I think, Web3 alerts and maybe speedy. A speedy node icon is very beautiful. It's just that you need to zoom in to see the beauty of it. When it's zoomed out, you don't see it. So maybe we have to improve it as well. But when you go to create new server, here, today or tomorrow, you will see Avalanche. And this is massive. And our next step is going to be Phantom. So it's Avalanche and then Phantom. And then maybe Arbitrum. So speedy nodes, as you can see, so here we've had for quite some time already Avalanche and Arbitrum, but Avalanche right now is coming to the servers. Arbitrum, we're gonna see if we integrate it or not, maybe after Avalanche, or maybe we should do Phantom. If you look at the activity, it's difficult to choose which one, but we don't have to choose. We will do both at the end of the day. The question is which one we should do first. So that is coming. We have started the development on Solana. Or at least we have filled the position right now for Solana. We're still looking for more Solana developers. Look, if you are a Solana developer, meaning that you've built something on Solana, you're interested in Solana, you want to build with us on Solana, you go to talent.moralis.io, you scroll down, and you see Solana, or actually we removed it, yeah, because we did fill that one. But I think we should potentially take it back because it would be nice to expand the team even further as we're getting more and more serious with Solana. But Solana right now is underway and we have one position filled. I would like for us to have more Solana devs. And right now we're still in the research phase, meaning that we're seeing how we best do our vision. And you know, our vision is this, that you have all kinds of different blockchains. And Moralis is the unified SDK, unified interface for all of them. So this is, of course, means that we're gonna have Solana, we're gonna have Elrond, we're gonna have all of them. And right now we're still in the research phase how it could be possible to do it with Solana, because Solana is completely different from ETH, completely different animal, completely different beast, completely different requirements, different everything really. So it's not a trivial task, like for example integrating Avalanche C-chain or integrating Arbitrum, which is very easy in comparison to Solana, but it is in research phase and we hope to get it done until December, if we decide to do it. But I think we will. The question is, of course, why? Because the activity is growing. Even though it's a chain that still is new, and they did have this issue yesterday where they basically were paused for like 7 hours or something. It's very bad, of course, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters is, are people putting money there? Do we see the growth in wallets? Because that will decide. Even Bitcoin had severe issues in the early days. ETH, of course, had the DAO hack. So many people ask, so are you still interested in Solana after yesterday? Yes. At the end of the day, if the only thing that would make us not interested is if the money stops flowing in, meaning that total value locked is not growing, meaning that wallets are not growing. Everything else, like the tech side, it's secondary. The primary is, are people using it? Are people spending money on projects? Are people locking up assets? That's the only thing we look at, because then it means economic activity. And economic activity is the most important thing for developers, because if you build your dapp in an ecosystem where nobody even has a wallet, where nobody is building anything, is gonna fail. Your dapp is gonna fail, no matter how great idea is. So there is no use for our infrastructure in such an ecosystem. So an example there would, for example, be EOS, which was very, very hyped and very promising, but we clearly saw that users are not growing. Total value locked is not growing on EOS. And that project right now is, of course, not that central as it was just a few years ago in 2017 and 18, if you remember. EOS was huge. Nobody cares about EOS right now. Why? Because they did not manage to grow users, wallet adoption. That's not two most important things. Users and wallet adoption, which is really the same. Let's say just wallet adoption. And number two, no total value locked. Very, very, very little amount of money was transferred into EOS. And this is the difference between EOS and Solana. And Solana, although technical issues yesterday, has undoubtedly a wallet growth and total value lock. So that's why we're still bullish in terms of integrating them. Then, of course, we have Elrond. Elrond, we still need to do a bit more research exactly how it's looking, because I'm not seeing as much organic demand for different DeFi protocols on Elrond as on Solana. Maybe I'm not educated enough. You guys can tell me in the comment section or on Twitter if that is. I'm seeing a lot of work done by Elrond themselves, and that's of course amazing, but we need the organic infrastructure, meaning that all of these different projects, developers building on their own. So right now we still have it in our roadmap, as you see here, that we will integrate them. But we're keeping an eye, of course. We may be replacing Elrond with something else if something else comes out of nowhere and completely dominates. But still, of course, we do want Elrond there as well right now. And look, there are all kinds of blockchains coming out each and every day almost. There is IoT, what is it? IoTex, I know, is EVM, could be interesting. There is all kinds of other ones. One thing that we will look into on Solana, for example, is Neon, which is EVM on Solana, which should be quite easy for us to integrate because it's EVM. But we're also going to integrate native Solana. So there are many chains, and the good thing with our infrastructure at this point is that we are finally at a stage where we can easily integrate new chains. What do I mean? That we have automated infrastructure, automated processes. It's very difficult to achieve that because you know that really from the beginning we had Binance, we had Ethereum, and all of that was a bit manual process because we were just building out everything. And now that we've had a few months to really ensure that our infrastructure is well written, well maintained, it's very easy for us to add new EVMs. So in terms of EVMs, it's not a problem. New EVM, it's all automated. To add them so that we have RPC, we have server support, we have API support, we have NFT support, all of that. That's not a problem. It's all automated. At least we're in a very close stage of fully automating that pipeline. So what I think we will see soon is that we'll be able to launch many more EVMs way quicker than in the past, because up until today, you know that we only fully support 3: Polygon, ETH, and Binance. And today, hopefully, we're going to launch Avalanche. But afterwards, after today, we hope to also do Phantom quickly, maybe Arbitrum quickly. By the way, I see Gajesh in the chat. Hey man, let me know which one you're most bullish on in terms of EVMs, which one you like. Any support for Paraswap, it's coming. Just like we have 1inch, we're gonna have Paraswap, and maybe we will do it in a way where we merge them together into one plugin, and we call it like Dex plugin. Okay. The good thing with Paraswap is that they do support Avalanche, as far as I know, and 1inch currently don't support Avalanche. So that's why Paraswap is on the radar for sure, because we wanted to make easy to swap anything. So maybe we will even create a plugin where you don't even have to specify 1inch or Paraswap. It's like behind the scenes. You just specify, I want to swap this for that, and that's it. And we figure out whether we should use Paraswap or whether we should use 1inch, and so on and so forth. Yo, Gajesh, Avalanche. Nice. So Avalanche, are you using Avalanche C-Chain or are you using Avalanche not C-Chain? Well, because there is C-Chain, which is like EVM. But then I know that Avalanche it's a whole beast even outside of that. Now, personally, I haven't used it. I don't even know if there are which wallets there are on. Maybe you guys can educate us here. Avalanche chains. Let's research together. With Avalanche, what we have is the C-Chain. We don't have, see they have X-Chain, P chain and C chain. So C chain we know very, very well because it is EVM. Now, the other ones, let's see, exchange chain, decentralized platform for creating and trading digital assets. Okay. But why do you need this if you have C chain where you can do anything? The instance of, I don't know whether we should. Avalanche C chain, exactly. So this one, I don't know exactly the use case. I haven't heard anyone using it, at least now, or any project that is building on this. But of course, we need to get more into this. P chain, what is P chain? Is the metadata that keeps active subnets, enables creation of new subnets. Okay, so it's metadata for, all right. See, I mean, Avalanche is a very complex project, and to really know everything about Avalanche, it's a very, I mean, if someone tells you they know everything about Avalanche, they most likely don't. So for example, I know mostly about C chain because this is Ethereum virtual machine, yeah. But Ethereum virtual EVM is running on Avalanche, yeah. So this one we're gonna support. These two, I don't know if we need to support them even, because if all smart contracts are here, and this is more for making the rest work, like this one seems to be a chain for metadata about the ecosystem, for Avalanche ecosystem. So if you're a developer, you can use this. Anyway, we'll do more research. But C-Chain, that one we know everything about. Avalanche C-Chain is a beast. Exactly, Rajesh, exactly. What is Phantom? I couldn't figure it out, but they have a massive $300 million dev package. Exactly. So Phantom is an EVM chain. And look, Phantom is the same thing. It's I'm sure it's a lot to learn about Phantom, but what I know about Phantom and what you need to know about Phantom is that it is an EVM blockchain, kind of like Ethereum, and that's it basically. Faster Ethereum, performance matters. So try it, look, because we're gonna integrate. We just spoke with Phantom a few days ago, and like you say, they have 300 million in developer support. So if you build something on Phantom, you can apply to their foundation, you can get nice reward if you build something great or if you have great ideas. So definitely check it out. So they have consensus, but the question is Phantom like Avalanche and Solana in the sense that it's like a blockchain where you can run many other blockchains? For example, on Solana, you can run Ethereum blockchain, which is Neon, or on Avalanche, as you saw, we just looked, you have A-chain, you have X-chain, you have P-chain, you have C-chain. But Phantom, my understanding is that it's basically Ethereum, right? EVM compatible with another consensus. Don't quote me on this, but something that we will have is Phantom support. Why? Because projects are asking for it. We see Superfarm reaching out and asking about Phantom, and we see Andre Cronje building a lot about Phantom, being very excited about Phantom. Let's see, Phantom DeFi, what is this? Connect wallet, welcome to Phantom wallet, okay. Ecosystem, blog, community, partners and integrations. Yeah. So this is definitely on our radar. This one is quite significant. This one is quite significantly on our radar, yes. Gajesh, I watched your video. Yeah, so Gajesh, how old are you? So this guy, Gajesh, for all of you who don't know, Gajesh is 13 years old, at least when I last spoke to him. Maybe he has leveled up now to a new age. But last time I spoke to Gajesh, he was 13. He's building his own DeFi. He has his own stable coin. I mean, this is the power of crypto because, yeah, this is Phantom, by the way. It's market cap at 3 billion. It's quite one of the biggest EVM market caps. Let's see, Phantom is Avalanche number 17, Phantom number 52. Yeah, so looking at EVM only, I guess they are like the biggest after Avalanche. If we're looking at all EVMs. Elrond, market cap of Elrond is very nice. I mean, very high up. Hopefully, the ecosystem is also gonna grow with organic projects. 13, yeah. So Gajesh is 13, has his own DeFi, his own money protocols. It's insane. So this is why crypto cannot fail. Look, crypto cannot fail. You have open financial sandbox for developers where everyone can build anything in their bedroom. Look, you have our DEX plugin, one line of code, and you can swap any asset to any other asset. It's insane. So this is one of the most important things to realize. What we're witnessing right now is a true restructuring of society. Maybe Tron in the future. I mean, it's an EVM, we can throw in Tron. Although, where is Tron even? It was so long time ago we saw this hype with Tron. Are they still alive? Number 25, okay. Let's see in... Yeah, so for the past, let's look at 2021. Well, in 2021, it's still up in Bitcoin terms overall. Like when you look at, the most important thing, guys, is developers. Now, Tron, to be honest, I did see development maybe last year. A lot of people building on Tron. And of course, it's this joke coin, everyone joking about Justin Sun and all. But if we look past that, many people were building actually on Tron. But now we have so many more exciting. See, the problem that Tron has is that now there is Arbitrum, there is Polygon. There are many more projects doing what Tron does, but they don't have this meme aspect, you know? They're not looked at as some kind of, you know, Chinese meme like Tron is, okay? So I think that's the problem with Tron and projects that are building on Tron, because you have this meme, you know, people are, you say Tron, people start laughing instantly. This is what we've seen for the past years. And now the popularity of Tron is less because you can build on Arbitrum, you can build on Polygon. I mean, there's so many projects doing what Tron is doing, but when you say that you build on them, your project actually looks legit. And when you say that you build on Tron, sometimes, you know, people start laughing. It is bizarre. I mean, it's tech, you know, it's blockchain, but it is how it is. Tron is dead and full of Ponzi schemes. Exactly. That's also a big issue. All blockchains, they build this culture. ETH, for example, has this culture of very, very legit projects that everyone is respecting. And then Binance Chain also has its own culture, which is basically these projects where you need smaller fees, basically copies of ETH, but where you can allow smaller fees. And that one also in the public eye has kind of, you know, not as legit view. And look, it's all subjective, but many people, of course, complain about CZ and Binance and centralization. Now, Polygon is kind of like Binance Chain overall, but it is marketed as a sidechain to ETH. And that's why many projects on Polygon, now suddenly they're more legit. Look, it's all subjective, all of this, and it doesn't really make sense. But it's our subculture, you know, how we subculturally look at different projects based on which blockchain they're on. Now, we have new projects like Arbitrum, like ZK Sync coming out, and we're gonna see what kind of culture they create. We're gonna see what culture Avalanche creates. What I've seen on Avalanche now are mainly things that are already on ETH, like decentralized exchanges, some lending, some DeFi. So it's very interesting to follow how this culture develops and what kind of chain gets which kind of perception in the public eye. So that at the end of the day does impact to some extent what developers choose to build on. But we at Moralis, we're very neutral to all of that because we just look at the numbers. If people suddenly build on Tron, we're gonna have Tron tomorrow. We're gonna have Tron instantly. If developers need Tron, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there faster than you can blink and support Tron. If developers want optimism, we're gonna be there. If they want Arbitrum, we're gonna be there. So for us, we're not really participating in, you know, deciding, oh, this project is cool or, you know, this chain is cool. We don't care. We don't care. We look, what do people use? And we're there and we're giving the best infrastructure in the world for developers. That's it. That's it. It's all legit, let people create their own. Exactly. I agree with you also, Daryl. That and this is what I said just now, that we're here no matter which chain, no matter which infrastructure, we're gonna support it. If there is demand. If people are building and there is demand, yeah. Question. Will you be adding ability to clone a server? Yes, it's a very big thing that we're gonna add because many people have development server and then they want to go to production, they need to clone the whole thing. It's coming, yes. And also we're gonna have improvements to the smart contract situation where you have events and if you want to switch the event that you can easily set up a new table. Maybe it will be set up for you automatically. We're looking into that, but it's also one of the things that we've noticed that many people are asking about. So of course we will fix that. How more smoothly to be able to switch event settings when you're watching an event. That's coming, and also we're gonna have the duplication. Exactly, the duplication. So Phantom is similar to Matic and Avalanche. Is it better than Polygon or more or less? I mean, it's all the same. At the end of the day, it's like from my perspective, it's like different ice creams. You want orange, you can take Binance Chain. You want some kind of grape, purple, you take Polygon. I mean, in many cases, from development perspective and usage perspective, it's very similar. It's almost the same. Now, with Polygon, you do have a nice bridge to Ethereum. That's a big plus. If you want a nice bridge to Ethereum, Polygon. If you want a nice bridge to Ethereum through Binance Exchange, then Binance Chain, because Binance Exchange supports all assets to be transferred from Binance Exchange to Binance Chain from Ethereum. So that's a big plus. So it's really the ecosystem that you choose. With Avalanche, it's still up and coming, so it's mainly the same as the rest. Although I still need to do more homework how the bridging situation looks like. Maybe you get Jesh now because you have been building more, and that's also coming to our integrations, bridges. When you're looking at plugins, one of the biggest things for us will be bridge. So we have DEX, we have fiat on-ramp. Next, we're looking how to do, for example, a Matic bridge. How we, with one line of code, can allow transfer of assets from Ethereum to Matic. That would be legendary. It will be legendary. Of course, if we find a way, we will do exactly the same thing with Avalanche. One line of code you can transfer from Ethereum to Avalanche, and of course, the best thing would be to go from Avalanche to Binance Chain, from Binance Chain to Polygon, but that's a bit further in the future. But what is already possible now is to build a plugin for bridge between Ethereum and Polygon. That we can already now do in one line of code. So that's coming soon. And also we have staking plugin coming up, so you can launch your own staking program in one line of code as well. So yeah, a lot of things coming up. It's all copied, forked from each other. Well, when it comes to EVM, it's not all exactly copied. Avalanche and Solana, for example, they're very, very different. They're whole new ecosystems and infrastructures. But for example, both of them will run EVM. So they both support the applications written for Ethereum. It's kind of like the Java programming language, you know, you can run Java on Linux, on Mac, you can run it anywhere. Why? Because there is JVM, and JVM is virtual machine that can run Java code everywhere. And the EVM is kind of like JVM of the blockchain world, where if you have your Ethereum application, it runs on all blockchains because they also have at least some support for EVM. So it's no longer that we just see projects copy. No. Some of them are very innovative. For example, with ZK Sync, which is zero knowledge proofs. It's basically running EVM, but it still syncs all progress and all calculations to the real EVM. So it runs its own version of EVM, but syncs everything on chain without any compromise in security, because it's zero knowledge mathematics proofs. It's insane. I mean, that one is insane. So a lot of them have a lot of innovation. So before, like for example, with Tron, it was mainly copy paste. We are way past that, but still, for example, Avalanche, Solana, and Cardano, they will offer their own versions of EVM because it's kind of the standard language, a standard execution environment and language for dapps right now. Any plans to integrate with Cardano? Well, smart contracts happened 3 days ago. We need some kind of EVM, or before we integrate Cardano, we need to see total value locked go up. That we need to see that. If we see what we're seeing with Solana on Cardano, we're gonna have Cardano. We're gonna have Cardano. They're gonna have a KEVM. We're gonna have it instantly. Right now, it's a lot of announcements about smart contracts, this and that. But we need to see projects. You know, we need to see some DEX get a billion in total value locked. As soon as we have that, we're in Cardano instantly. we're running to Cardano. If we see people building and if we see people throwing money at projects there, we're there instantly. Yeah. Good. Oh, Phil from our team loves Tron. Tron is not that just dangerous. Still some good dapps. Yeah. Good to see you, Phil. Zephyr, exactly. So Phil loves this, Tron apps, ontology. That's Phil's area. Any plans? So Cardano, we answered. For what program? Real issues like food production through blockchain and create local blockchain market or Bitcoin Cash market. Not sure. Bitcoin Cash, we don't do Bitcoin Cash because it's not a smart contract chain, and we work on smart contract chains. Food production through blockchain, I mean, it depends on what you want. If you want some kind of certificate, you need to be clear with the use case. I mean, food production through blockchain, it's like saying food production through internet. I mean, what do you mean? You can do so many things with food production on internet. So when you tell me how to do food production on the blockchain, I don't even know where to start because there are many things you can do. You could do supply chain, you could do proof of authenticity, you could do something else, maybe transparency of how different producers are producing what. But without knowledge about supply chain, you cannot do that. Because look, if you're just interested in blockchain, but you don't know anything about food supply chain, it's going to be very difficult for you to start because you don't even know what the market needs there. So that's why if you work in some space, let's say you do work in food production or in real estate, then you see these use cases easily because blockchain is like the internet. I mean, if you ask someone, hey, what to do with supply chain and internet, man, there are a million things. But if you don't work in the supply chain, you don't know them. So you gotta have domain specific knowledge to see the use cases. I also have a question, MongoDB. Since I'm currently a newbie learning using MySQL mostly, is there advantages of MongoDB over SQL? So in the near future, we do want to offer either MongoDB or SQL in Moralis instance, but MongoDB is faster if you want to fetch specific documents. It's not as good if you want to have joins, if you need join queries. So all in all, when you're starting out, MongoDB is easier because there is no schema, like there is no rigid rules how to structure your database. You can do it freely, but at the same time, for us to add SQL, it's not difficult, and we do plan that because we also have a lot of people that do want to have join queries, this and that. So it is coming, but MongoDB, it's easy to get started with. It's easy to look up specific documents. I mean, that's very fast. It's constant speed if you want to fetch specific document, but it's not either or. We are bringing SQL as well. It is in the pipeline for sure. And by the way, when it comes to plugins, I mean, that's a big thing for developers also because you can soon build your own private plugin where you can choose any database you want and so on and so forth. But if you're new, I would recommend learning Mongo as good as possible. But there are certain use cases for Mongo. For example, if you just put in documents and you want to fetch them quickly, knowing a specific document, and there are use cases for SQL where it's relational, you need to do joins, it's different use cases, yeah. I would like to learn to build simple NFT crypto games with my token. You have some tutorials about this, but the game is very simple and basic. Do you know what I should learn? Well, the point with tutorials is that you should see what's possible. Because of course, if you want to go deep, there are full courses online on how to do games, how to do complex games. So our tutorials, for example, with the game is that you can see what's possible. You can see the magic. You can take the first steps. We show you how to do a game, how to log in with NFT. Will it replace like a 2-3 year journey into game development? Of course not. So if you want to do game development, I would recommend you to enroll in some kind of online course, how to do game development for real. Because then you can spend 1-2 years learning game development for real, and it's going to be a whole other result than you watch a few tutorials online. Now, you can still learn a lot by trying. If you want to continue on our tutorials, for example, with Phaser, there are millions of videos on Phaser online. So I would recommend doing that. And our tutorials is more that you see what's possible. You see the magic, but can you replace your own journey into some kind of field with tutorials? No. Because a journey, what I mean by that is that, I mean, you really dive deep. You go into a fully fledged online course about game development that is maybe 6 months, 8 months. You read books, you watch podcasts, you watch YouTube videos about that topic. Without that, you can never learn something for real. You need to really dive deep. Maybe like you do with crypto, because many people, they enter crypto, they enter it for real, meaning that they watch YouTube and podcasts. So to learn game development, of course, you have to do the same. Although we are working on a Unity plugin, a native Unity plugin, so we will have a series on Unity, but it's not our goal will never be to teach you Unity fully. We're gonna show you how to build games with Moralis and Unity, but there are millions of tutorials on Unity on YouTube anyway. So if you want to do NFT games, you have to start your own journey into game development. But good question. My understanding, MongoDB is more key value. Exactly. If you want joins and relations, then SQL is better. Hello, I would like to build oh yeah, you already asked that. Does Moralis support getting NFTs from a set of predefined contracts, for example, multiple collections for the same company? Yeah, I mean, if you know the contract, we can get the NFTs easily. If you have more questions, maybe you can ask in the forum, because I don't really understand the issue here. Because if you have, each contract has an address, you can ask Moralis for that address, and we will get you the metadata. Does Moralis have a concept of sharding? No, sharding is, well, it depends on what you mean. If you mean database sharding, we can shard your database if you want. If you have like a big scale dapp, we can shard database. But sharding in crypto, normally you talk about blockchain sharding. And today we don't have any blockchains that work like that on a big scale. Ethereum plans to do sharding, but it's not something that you as a dapp developer really care about. It's under the hood, at least for now. Maybe with Ethereum 2.0, it's gonna be more visible that we're gonna have sharding, that developers, you know, can communicate between different shards, but we don't have it now, so it's not relevant now. Mr. Gaj, yes. Are only anyone building on Polkadot, Kusama? So with Polkadot, we're gonna have Moonbeam, as they are right now coming out in with their mainnet. Moonbeam, so Moonriver testnet, right? Or Moonriver Kusama. Anyway, we're gonna have Moonbeam. Let me check their progress, because I think I saw that they are on Kusama, right? Moonbeam. So did they launch on Kusama, or they launched on Polkadot already? Or they're still in their own smart contracts? Okay, here. So Kusama they have, and they are launching on Polkadot mainnet in a few months. Good. Google Authenticator coming, I think, this week. Yeah, it's basically done. It's done. It's not live, but if not this week, then next week. But it is done. Is there a way to update an NFT with any metadata? So if metadata changes on chain, we will also get the new metadata from chain, but it will be, I think, after a day. The way it works is that every day, I think, I need to check with the devs, but the way I remember it is that every day, if you or not every day, this is how it works. If you request an NFT, we check when was the last time we refreshed metadata for that NFT. If it was more than a day ago, we refresh it. So this means that you need to ask. So if you want an NFT and you ask for it, we'll give you old metadata and then we fetch a new one, if it was more than 1 day ago. So next time you ask is gonna be a new one. I'm soon doing a blockchain miner. Nice. We're going to use Moralis. Ah, perfect. That's amazing. Use Moralis of course, if you use Moralis, it's going to be faster. So I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. So great questions, guys. I think this is the most active stream we have in terms of questions. That's very nice, actually. Right. For example, if we issue ID card as NFT, can we update expiry date of the ID? Yeah, you can do it on chain. You can do it. So when you update your NFT metadata on chain, we can fetch it. We will fetch it after a day. Yeah. My last question is for building a multi-chain exchange with various bridges on Moralis. So we don't have bridges now, but we have swapping on specific blockchains, and bridges we still need to fix the plugin for that. And the Polygon is going to be the first. To facilitate exchange like that, is there any way to implement some type of exchange fee or partner fee for the swaps? Or best to use ads and donations for startup? So when it comes to building you can add a custom fee if you want, but this is something that is up to you. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're to compete on low fees or you're to compete on localization, if you build some kind of DEX for your own country or something, it really depends on your business model, but of course it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. Shaik loving the stream. That's good, that's good. Moonriver, okay, so Moonriver is Kusama and Moonbeam is Polka. Okay, good. So when it comes to Moonbeam, I think we will wait for polkadot because we don't want to have like Kusama and then polkadot and yeah, let us think, or maybe we should have Moonriver also. Are there projects on Moonriver yet or not yet? Let's check. See, I want to see some chart with like TVL going to 1 billion or something. I mean, all chains, I mean, that's the #1 metric. See, this is good, this is good. Moonriver daily transactions and TVL is accelerating, that's good. Yesterday transactions past 100K for first time. Already, this is nice. See, this is perfect. Solar Beam. These guys I have to follow. Solar Beam is a DEX on Boom. That's very nice. So these guys have now, this is very nice. Yeah, so as we see this thing grow, it could mean that we need to do Moonriver because of course, obviously, let me check the app. I mean, obviously, if this grows, it means that there are users. Is there any farm, vaults, docs, telegram? Let's see, solarbeam./info. See, I want to see some charts. Launchpad, bridge, locker, vaults. Anyway, this is good to see. This is actually very good to see that this is happening on Moonriver. Yeah, good for them. Support by AnySwap. Yes, I did see that. SushiSwap is planning in Moonriver. That's good. What can I use to build a cross-chain dapp? Is it recommended? Well, you can do already swaps on different chains, but to have a cross-chain bridge, that's coming in Moralis in a few weeks. So we're gonna support that. Thank you, Ivan, for answering my questions. I'm also looking forward to ZK. Yeah, ZK Sync is gonna be fantastic. Fantastic. Sushi is coming to Moonriver? Yeah, I mean, but why are the Gaj, explain to me. So there's gonna be Moonriver on Kusama and then Moonbeam on Polkadot. I mean, which one is testnet? Which one? See, this is what annoys me with Polkadot. They have Kusama. And above all, I find it extremely annoying because is it a testnet or what the hell is it? It's like, I never saw a nice explanation of Kusama. It is like Polkadot, but yeah, it's like moving faster, is this crazy brother of Kusama, of Polkadot, what? So yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, is it gonna be like Polygon and Ethereum? That Kusama is gonna be for more, cheap transactions? It's very interesting, actually. Maybe you guys can tell me. For example, if you have a project, but you are forced. See, I think I understand it. It's not a testnet. because it's valuable. A testnet cannot have real value. Kusama is not a testnet because it has real value. The token has real value. So it's not a testnet. But see, many projects, they have to be on, Moonriver testnet. But I'm speaking about the Kusama blockchain. But maybe it is like you say for Moonriver that they use Kusama as test and then they shut down and they move to Polkadot. Is that how it's going to be? And then Moonbeam becomes... See, if Moonriver has 118 million, how is it a testnet, man? If it has already 118, I can understand there is some kind of, alpha maybe, but it's not a testnet or if it has 118 million in it, okay? It's not. So what was I saying? I was saying that many projects are forced to be on Kusama because they cannot afford Polkadot. Maybe that's the reason. That is like a budget Polkadot. Maybe. I think it does more confusion than it helps that there is Kusama and then there's Polkadot and it's by same team, the same team that did both of them. And it makes it difficult to know because some projects, they are looking at Kusama as their main production environment. Some projects, maybe like Moonbeam, I need to check with the team how they plan. Maybe they just use Kusama for alpha and then they go real one on Polkadot. So this is... they launched it as testnet and it got value. Maybe that's how it was, Solarbeam is a fork of Sushi. Alright, Solarbeam. Okay, got it. So Sushi is not coming? Does this mean that having made a contract in one network, you can immerse it on another Solana without programming it for Rust? You can take a smart contract from Ethereum and you can launch it on Solana, but not natively. You can launch it on a Neon. Let me bring it up. And Neon itself is not even finished, by the way. If you write something for Ethereum, you can run it on any EVM compatible chain. And so Neon is EVM compatible chain that will run on top of Solana. So virtual machine from Ethereum, scalability and liquidity from Solana. So this one is going to be very interesting. See? So yes, this way you can do it. But our Solana integration that we're looking into now, it is not Neon because Neon is not even existing yet. Let's see, can you use it? Yeah, I don't think you can use it yet. But as soon as you can, we're gonna use it and we're gonna integrate. If it grows and has total value locked like a hockey stick. I was looking into ADA's DeFi projects. They have a couple of projects, I think. No, nothing on Cardano has $1 billion locked because they just launched smart contract yesterday. So you mean that they have something already with $1 billion? Link me and I will check. When is Arbitrum chain coming from Moralis? Well, it's project not unique to Arbitrum. I prefer. Yeah, so I think it's coming in the next few weeks. We do Avalanche today. We release it, and then we have probably Arbitrum gonna be next or Phantom. But it is, as it is EVM, it's not a problem. We have already, by the way, Arbitrum as a node, but not as in the server. So here, today, you will be able to select Avalanche, and maybe next week, Phantom and or Arbitrum, yeah. Ivan, what are your thoughts on Solana bug that halted the network? I don't know the specifics of what happened, but like we already discussed a bit previously, as long as it doesn't affect the number of users and total value locked, I don't think it's important. It's like when Ethereum DAO was hacked. You remember the DAO? It was a huge project, the biggest hack on Ethereum, and Ethereum rolled back the chain. It was catastrophic. To roll back the chain, it's very catastrophic. But it doesn't matter. If people still use it, they still use it. So is it good? Of course, it's not good that the network halted for 10 hours or how many hours it was. It's very bad. Does it mean that it's done? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If it keeps happening, it is very bad. If it happens again and again and again, and it's not reliable, I think all blockchains, maybe they have three chances. Three times where they can be halted, and then I think the credibility is going to be zero. If it's something halts 3 times for several hours and it's a blockchain, no. But now it's the first time. Bitcoin had this issue with inflation bug in the past and the consensus bugs in the past, which were catastrophic but got fixed without any big issues. Ethereum, the same thing with DAO, rollback chain. Solana stopped for half a day. Could be worse. So it's I don't think it matters. 17 hours, oh man, it's not good. Is it good? Of course it's horrible, yeah. Solana is centralized. Okay, centralized, decentralized. If the users are there and total value is growing, centralized or decentralized, how centralized or how decentralized, it's a spectrum anyway. Is Binance Chain decentralized? Is Polygon decentralized? When a few keys control the bridge, is you can have a lot of arguments, but I don't like these arguments, decentralized or centralized. At the end of the day, I just look at transactions, users, total value locked. That's from my perspective, that's what matters. And you know why? Because new people that come into the space, they don't care about centralized, decentralized. You see, crypto right now is on the verge of mainstream adoption. So most people in the world, they haven't touched crypto. And most of them don't have any ideals. In crypto, we have all of these ideals. Oh, it's gotta be, if it's not on Ethereum, it's not decentralized. Just 3 years ago, it was, if it's not on Bitcoin, it's garbage. Now it's kind of, sometimes you hear, oh, if it's not on Ethereum, it's garbage. No, look, it's, as long as there are users, as long as it's not possible to shut down, like a government cannot shut it down, or any particular entity cannot ban it, it is decentralized enough, yeah. I mean, when people say Solana is centralized, well, shut it down for a long period of time. Try to shut it down. Ethereum is, just a few weeks ago, Ethereum forked in an uncontrolled way. And look, I'm not defending Solana here. I'm just saying that some people have ideals, and that's not the correct metric. Correct metric is users, total value locked. That's metric. Solana halted again in December. Missed that one. But of course, if they keep halting, they're not going to go anywhere. If they keep halting, you cannot halt all the time. But are they live now? That is the question. Solana is back, or I think they're back, right? I saw the ticker on their website go up with the transactions. Build crypto dapps that scale. Yeah, I think they're back. NFTs, Salman, what about NFTs? Guys, what a fantastic stream. I really like this stream. You know why? Because we had so many great questions. This was a really nice discussion. So to summarize, we have the plugins coming out, we have new chains coming out, we have more plugins, even more plugins coming out. What else can I say? I can say that you should go and join ETH Global, which is starting when? On Friday. Check it out, because the more you program, the more you build, the better you are as developer, the more chances you have to build something that's gonna go global, that's gonna take over the world. So do it for your own sake. It's live again, perfect. I also look at it like the more of these projects and the community growth is better for crypto overall. Centralized, yeah. Because even things, I mean, imagine a blockchain which, let's say, runs on 100 nodes. I mean, it's still impossible to shut down. Is it more impossible to shut down than if it's 1,000 nodes? Yeah, but it's a spectrum. Look, if we can have, okay, look here. If we can have 10,000 users on a blockchain with 1 million nodes, or we can have 5 billion users on a blockchain with 500 nodes, still nobody can shut it down. What would you choose? I mean, at the end of the day, I think the more users, the better. And still, it needs to be, but of course, it needs to be decentralized enough that nobody can shut it down. That if your money is on the blockchain, it's on the blockchain. Nobody can change it. It needs to be decentralized enough. Are you excited for happy Gaj, bro? Powered by Moralis and Ethereum. Show it to me. Show to me how it works, Gajesh. See, be like Gajesh, 13-year-old, building all kinds of dapps, DeFi experiences on chain. Yes. The way I see it is when I was in high school during 2008 and all these sites were coming like MySpace and Facebook and we were using it like hell. Exactly. We are before that time. We're like in the 90s. Apple adopted crypto. Not sure what you mean there with them adopting crypto. Something that is big though is that Apple lost the lawsuit in regards to the in-app purchases, meaning that we can have NFTs in apps now. Because previously Apple demanded 30% cut and you have to use their in-app purchase thing, SDK. But now, hopefully with their loss in the court, we can have NFTs and we can have real crypto economy come to mobile. And I hope it happens because it's not there yet. We're not using any crypto apps like we do web apps on mobile. So that's gonna be big for Moralis as well, as we do have iOS SDKs coming out. So a lot of things to do, guys. A lot of things to do. So back to work. Back to work for you to prepare for ETH Online. Back to work for me to integrate more chains, more tech. Thanks a lot, guys. Smash the like. Have a good day and goodbye, guys.